something twice means you're pretty daggone good at it. Our guest here today is a two-time state champion representing those Blue Devils from Henry Clay. Sir, if you would, tell us who you are.
I'm Mike Whalen, wrestled for Henry Clay Blue Devils, state champion 2012 and 2014 under
And, of
Coach
course,
Hayden Critchfield. And
yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, sorry. Coach Garrett Headley, Joe Patterson, Garrison Headley, and Coach Grant.
Yep, a lot of great coaching talent there on that roster. Of course, Henry Clay, 21 state champions. We're starting to whittle down a bunch of them that we have the videos for. We've got Dominic Black on the channel, 87, Shane Stamatis, 85, Tony Condi, 92, Tim Lawson, 94, Dan Carmen, 97, David Moore, 96, 97, your brother, Joe, 2011, now you're two. So we're still trying to get up with Luke Metzger. We think that Luke lives in Hawaii. I think that's the last word that I got. He lives in Hawaii. So Luke, man, living it up out there in Hawaii. And we Matt Zarth we've talked to. It's just getting him lined up. A couple other guys that we have in the pipeline. We don't want to give everything away. We call that a tease in the entertainment industry. So you're coming off of a state championship season. And as we've mentioned in other videos, you know, everybody's got one of these in 2013. Information travels fast. We have the Kentucky Wrestling Forum, social media, YouTube was a thing, Instagram was a thing. So staying hid like you could back in even the early part of the 2000s, when you walk into a gym, do people kind of, give you the side eye and start hearing the whispers, hey, it's Mike Whalen, he's a state champion? Or how did it go for you?
Sure. Yeah. You definitely get noticed a little bit, at least, within the wrestling community. And it's something that you got to prepare yourself for mentally as far as how you move forward with your wrestling game, I guess, essentially. But yeah, definitely something you notice for sure. And like you said, being with all the forums and the talk and stuff, it's definitely one of those things of finding a balance between too much, talking and also focus. But yeah, definitely something you notice.
And like we said in, other videos, the going out and about, meeting people, whether it's at meets or just on the street or wherever we are, I'm happy to talk to anybody, talk about the channel, whatever. Just all I ask is if you see me officiating on the mat, please don't try to come up and have a conversation. It's hard to focus and somebody's coming up trying to talk about the channel. And if I get a break, I get, 5 minutes, whatever, I'll be more than happy to talk to everybody. Just let's not try to do it while I'm out there. We've had that happen a couple times. So just, give us that courtesy. Let me focus on the kids. But what I'm getting at with that is when you walk into a gym, whether it's for a duel, a tournament, whatever, and in meeting people, men that played sports in high school, if that was the highest that they went, women as well, but men specifically, we love being able to say that whether our team was any good, we were any good, whatever, that we were able to beat the state champions. We were able to, like somebody gets drafted, like in this class, this NBA class, like Reed Shepard from Kentucky just got drafted. He played in Kentucky. There's going to be people that played against him that when he started as a seventh grader and they may have been a senior, they're going to talk about blocking him the rest of their life. They're going to talk about, knocking the ball out of bounds, holding him to 30 points, whatever. Yeah, me and your uncle, we held Reed Shepard to, 29 points in, whatever year at this gym. Buddy, he was in seventh grade. I mean, come on, what are we doing here? If that's your athletic achievement in life, congratulations. But when it comes to wrestling, or any combative sport, boxing, MMA, jiu-jitsu, whatever, wrestling, the machismo begins to flow, the testosterone begins to flow. Everybody wants to beat the state champion. Don't matter if it's by hook, by crook, whatever the case is, a cheap shot. They want to be able to say, he ain't nothing. He ain't state champion what? So when coming in as a returning state champion, did you feel like everybody gave you like 135,000%, or did you kind of have the bluff on people? Was it like a mixture? How did it go for you there?
So you talk about going into my junior year?
Yeah, going into that junior year after winning the state
yeah,
championship.
Yeah. Oh, sure. Yeah, you definitely notice. It's hard not to notice that people appreciate the weight of that and what it can mean for, what the beauty of wrestling is, there you see upsets all the time, and I think that's what gets people really exciting. That's what creates like exciting matches. So you definitely feel that whether it be a tournament or a duel, people really put an emphasis on, that match, whether it's someone that's, really close in caliber or not so much. You definitely feel a certain extra energy around it, and you notice it for sure.
Oh, I get it, man. I love asking that question because men are men, no matter what year, what part of the world.
Sure.
I mean, if somebody comes in and state wrestling champion, world boxing champion, MMA heavyweight champion, whatever, people show up to the gym and try to fight them. You know what I mean? Just to prove that you're not as tough as me. I could knock you out if I want to. I could pin you if I want to. But sometimes people find out the hard way, man. You're not. You might be mentally. You might think you're able to, but physically, sometimes you just don't have it. You know what I'm saying? So 2013, though, you're a junior. You come in third place at 120 pounds. So maybe not the result that you were looking for after being on top of the podium. Nevertheless, you finish with an odd number on the podium. So, it happens sometimes. You run into maybe somebody's a little bit better, maybe somebody cut down that you weren't expecting. A lot of variables go into it, but you got one more shot at it. You got one more chance to stand on top of that podium. 2014 is your year. So I don't want to say a disappointing season because, maybe, like I said, not the result, but disappointing. You can use whatever word you choose, but maybe not getting the result you were after. Coming into that senior year, what changed about you that was like, all right, this is not happening again?
Shoot, I think like any high school senior that's committed to their sport, this is your last year really, and then also with that previous year kind of lighting the fire under my belly as far as that goes. There was the focus and kind of leaving everything on the mat basically was the mindset. So it was do or die really.
No, I get it, man. And so many people they may say it differently because we've interviewed a lot of guys that may have won it as a freshman, got upset or got beat, sophomore, juniors coming in, they win it as a senior. And to hear them say, like I said, it's pretty much the same substance, maybe worded just a little bit different. But I love hearing guys, and everybody else does as well, because you're not always going to be able to have, you come to somebody's house and do a wrestling seminar. Your brother can't come to somebody's house. Coach Headley can't come to everybody's house and do a seminar. Kyle Rochelle, Brocker, whoever it may be, pick whatever state champion or whatever great wrestler you think of and do a seminar at their house every single day. But if you listen to what these guys say that have been there before and say, you know what, that relates to me. That's a great part of having everybody's opinion and everybody's viewpoint in this series is everybody's story can speak to somebody. Now, is everybody going to speak to everybody? No, of course, we know that. But the way you say something, maybe the way you got started, somebody finds this and watches it, they're like, you know what? Mike Whalen, he kind of, his story speaks to me differently than everybody else's. He got beat as a junior. He got third, but he ended up coming back winning. I could do that. Huh. And that's one of the beauties of this series that I didn't see coming along when I started it. But now I'm like, man, it is so cool that we have so many different perspectives on the same kind of issues that it's got to speak to somebody. You know what I'm saying? So 2014, though, man, last year being a Blue Devil, last year, the last shot to do it. You started off the state tournament 2014 at 145 with a 1 minute, 3 second fall over Quante Miller from Valley out of Louisville. You get to the second round, you're wrestling Isaiah Frank from Callaway County. You win that by a close 3-2 decision, man. Isaiah goes on to get 5th place. So Isaiah, pretty good wrestler. And it should be noted, you're coming into the state tournament with a record of 39-2. So just your honor for the record. You get to the quarters, you're wrestling Griffin Duloc from LaRue County. You win that by a 1 minute, 17 second fall. So that quarterfinal match, man, that was a tough one, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Super tough one.
You get to the semis, you're wrestling Chad Gaffler from Union County. You win that by a 8-4 decision. Chad goes on to get 3rd place. You're in the finals, and you're wrestling Clayton Brown from Walton, Verona. Now, of course, we have the face-off, the match, and the medal ceremony. We're not going to tell you the score. That's the whole point, is to watch along and just get your perspective on it. But we've said, and we've done David Carr's video. We've done Austin Myers, Nathan Boston. We've done several 2014 state champions. Tucker Hurst. We've done Tucker's. Sean Fowles. We've done a lot of guys. But 2014 is without question the best state finals, all 28 from top to bottom. And let's go through some of these names real quick. Of course, Tucker Hurst at 106 wins it. A teammate of yours, Hernandez, was in the finals against him. Really great showing, really great match. We actually had both those guys there. We went to the Woodford County mat room and done that. So that was pretty cool to get both guys' perspective. Rest in peace to Bryce Schaefer, 4-timer. He was in the finals. Nathan Boston, 2-timer, and 1-timer out of Indiana, was coming in ranked number 1 in the nation at 120. Some guy named David Carr. I mean, I don't know how his wrestling career turned out. You know, I think he done all right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But David was an 8th grader. He goes on to be a 4-time Ohio State champion, and he was a 2-time NCAA national champion at Iowa State. His opponent, though, was Trey Blackwell, 2-timer from Union County. Oh, by the way, Trey goes on to wrestle at Oklahoma. So, you know, 2 pretty good studs there. Brock Irvin, Kentucky's only, as of this filming, 5-timer out of Union County. Sean Fowles from Campbell County, 2-time state champion, a 4-time Division I NCAA qualifier at NC State. He wrestled another Fayette Countyan, Angel Vasquez from Lafayette, 2015 state champion. Of course, you at 145, Justin Lampy from St. Xavier, a 2-timer. Then you had Dominic, I believe, at 160. St. Xavier, he wrestled Casey Cornett. Okay, of course, he beat Casey, but still, Casey goes on to be a 2-timer. 2016, 2017, most outstanding. Johnny Meeman from Rowell, 2-timer. Tyler Francone from Louisville, Trinity, 2-timer. Austin Myers, probably Kentucky's best, this most brutal wrestler, a 4-timer from Campbell County. And then I think one of the best heavyweights nobody talks about, Brandon Johnson from Dixie Heights, a 2-timer. So just absolute studs, top to bottom. When you're standing there in the face-off line, getting ready to have your name called, do you look around and be like, oh my God, you know, this is insane, the talent that's here?
Oh, absolutely. I think it was. I think now that you're counting it back a little bit, just thinking about that, it felt really good. These are a lot of the guys that you see at those off-season camps or practices and putting in that work, and you already hear about their previous accolades or their future endeavors with college and stuff. So it felt really validating to be up there, and also just exciting knowing the kind of matches and wrestling that you're going to see.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And the 195 that year, state champion, was Darius Parrott from North Hardin. We're going to be we've already talked to Darius, so I wanted to kind of give him we're going to be doing it, so be looking out for that video. We're trying to get with all the 2014 guys just because of how great of a year that was, just to have that documented, because it was just so incredible. And you are in the finals as a senior. You've got 6 minutes with overtime. You're looking a little bit more, but you're probably going to have at the lead, at the most, probably 6 minutes. Being a Henry Clay Blue Devil, does it kind of sink in beforehand? Hey, this is it. Win, lose, or draw. This is my last match wrestling for Henry Clay.
Yeah, definitely sinks in. But in a way that kind of just communicated the weight of the importance of everything, to leave it all there. So yeah,
I got you, man.
It certainly did.
I got you. And of course, we've talked enough about it. Let's go back to you guys are seeing what we're seeing. I think we've said all we need to say about it, talked about it, all we need to talk about it. Mike, let's go.
All right.
You turn up the volume just a little bit.
To add to the individual title number that they've built up.
There's,
also,
of course, Lex Antonian beside W. Angel Vasquez.
Scoring-wise, coming
Yes, sir. Great guy.
Now, on your sleeve there, it's got Doc. Is that like a memorial patch or something?
Number 3, the defending state champion.
Yes, sir. That's the Doc Geiler. Cody Geiler and his brothers were Matt Zar's classes, and they just awesome guys. But he was sort of our team doctor when I was a middle schooler. And I was blessed to have met him, but he unfortunately passed away.
Yeah,
so
and I think
that was
this
a
is
little tribute to him.
barn burner. And unfortunately, the weight
you got
of Henry Clay
longtime Woodford
surpassing
County head coach
Lafayette
here,
falls
Rusty
on
Parks
Michael Whalen's
commentating,
shoulders right
Dick
now. They're a half a
Sampson.
point behind, so a win would do it.
You've got two of my buddies out there officiating. You've got Andrew Dennison on the whistle and Rocky. They're on there as the assistant, so two really good refs.
He's moved up.
Now, had you wrestled him before?
Now. Had an older brother win a
Clay Brown and I had not wrestled
Clayton.
since I think it was maybe
is going to go wrestle for the Merchant
sixth grade, sixth grade maybe. Fifth or sixth grade, he actually stuck me in the state tournament, middle school state tournament,
family
semifinals or something. So this is a little bit of
quite a bit here.
Yeah, we do.
Vengeance.
We really do.
Now, again, in Fayette County, not too bad of a drive for your family and friends and everybody. Have you got a big crowd here for you, or
Whalen in the gold and blue singlet?
Yes, sir. I'd say so. Like I said, we had a good turnout as far as
Clayton Brown. I'm sorry, from
qualifiers there. So lots of friends and family there. With the sports park being so big, they definitely showed out, as you can see behind you on the screen right there. So good turnout.
and they're
you could definitely hear
Clayton's
them.
in blood time here.
Coaches Garrett Headley and Andy Critchfield.
Kind of had a false start there on himself, and you got, of course, Andy and
Dave Barnes,
Garrett there, kind of giving you some words of motivation.
Done an outstanding job every place he's been.
You're back to the line, man. You're ready.
A number of years.
Oh, I was absolutely fired up with
solid. Went to got their program going.
The weight of having a couple of my other teammates here in the finals with the Hernandez, great wrestlers that kind of got me extra amped up, and then
he just does a great job
with this being that final match, man.
From Simon
super excited.
Was a college All-American at Miami of Ohio when they wrestled.
Well, great coaching and passion for the sport can make such a difference, and it looks like he has brought success everywhere he's gone.
Man, Clayton is being, he's heavy on that head, ain't he?
Scoreless here at 145 pounds.
Oh, he was.
Michael Whalen of Henry
Absolutely.
Clay.
I think
you get that low single
right here. Nice shot right here. Let's see if he can finish up on it.
That was a
He's got the leg, but Clayton Brown has come around and hooked his leg. So let's see if.
Now, when he locks this up, did you kind of feel like, oh my gosh?
That was that was a little bit of a worrying situation. But having been there in a situation, similar before, you know, if you don't really
nice shot,
basically freak out, do what you can to fix it, you might be in trouble. So that was definitely a bit of a heartbeat raiser right there.
So we've went pretty much the whole first period, kind of feeling each other out.
It's still scoreless. And the first period winds down.
All right, so the end of the period,
okay, so 0-0. 2 years ago, Michael Whalen State
Andrew gives it a flip.
How difficult is it to move up from 106
and whenever he
to
watches this, he's going to say, "Oh my God, my mechanics
Well, I mean,
horrible."
he's a hard-working kid and he's strong.
He'll say, "Take this down. I can't stand to watch my bad mechanics."
Advancing up weight-wise, if you don't carry strength with you, but
that's something I can say about our wrestling referee community, man. I'm proud to say we have increased,
and so he's made those strides
our
by working
overall
out and
performance.
So
our rule knowledge, our mechanics, everything, man. We don't have a lot of referees at our regional level, our state duels, and our state tournament level refs, man. We're pretty daggone good. I'll brag on us. We are pretty good.
Brown's in the same situation. He's 37-2. So here's two seniors that just have outstanding records, and
I believe that's Dave Barnes. And I can't tell if that was Jason or not.
He finished third a year ago at 120.
Yeah.
Of course, Dave Barnes is on the channel, 1988 state champion, most outstanding wrestler.
It's important for him to be able to get this at least one here.
NCAA Division I All-American at Miami of Ohio in 1992. So Dave's been around, man, for a long time.
And
if you're seeing a pause button on the screen, that come in the original recording. I don't know why it done that.
So when I go into the third period, if he does get away, we're still tied. He's to his feet. Now he's just trying to hand control. Brown takes
he lifted right there.
Comes back.
Which you didn't freak out, but
still no score.
Notice how he's hand control.
There it is. You get hand control. You get your escape. We're out of bounds.
So Whalen leads 1-0 here. 40 seconds to go, second period.
And the thing about officiating here, and even some of the wrestlers have said it, it's loud, but you feel so far away from the fans as opposed to the the dungeon. Excuse me, the dungeon. It's kind of quiet, like it's loud, but you still at peace out there. You know what I'm saying?
The inside trip.
I did.
Yeah, it's a weird. Very weirdly
nice. You got the takedown.
Tranquil.
Strong.
Nice muscle right there, man. Nice show of strength.
Whalen in the final 10 seconds of the second period.
Okay, blown out of bounds with 4 seconds to go. So he needs to hang on here and not give a point up with these last 4 seconds in the second period.
And that does it.
Watching this back,
so
I think that lift kind of took the wind out of the sails. You know what I'm saying?
Now Clayton Brown will take.
Oh, I think so. I think
escape.
A lot of my strategy with this match was just gas tank. Really, I think he is a really talented technical wrestler. So my strategy here was just endurance.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Michael let him go. He was getting kind of counted for possibly stalling because the top man has to take the bottom man back to the mat when they're standing.
So you're up 2 points.
The right thing is
third period.
So he wouldn't get a warning for stalling. So 3-1.
Is it just let's keep our hips back and just try to look busy, or
he has to look busy? He can't run. He's got to look. Pressures on Clayton Brown right now. He's got
a little bit, but more so I think I was just trying to stay focused. I think defensively and still look for another opportunity for for another takedown.
always thought
I feel like
best defense is a good
gas tank was there, so just more so
Yeah.
just trying to make sure I didn't put myself in a position where I was going to get in trouble, get tossed or anything like that.
Take them down, take
Right.
that pressure off. 1 minute.
So you got a minute left, man. You up two.
A possible state championship for Michael Whalen. But he's going to have to earn it, Rusty.
Yeah, he will, and he's going to have to look busy because they'll end up hitting him for stalling,
Yep.
and he doesn't want that. Okay, he's in on a leg. This would be a great
Coach
place just to stay
Parks, man,
right
he
there.
he read my thoughts.
His knees in on the mat.
Yeah.
I said the exact same thing just a little bit ago.
Wasting time.
30 seconds to go.
Okay, they hit a stalemate, which is right call. Michael Whalen, 31 seconds away from his second title here. Well, like you said, he's going to earn it in these last 30 seconds. I don't think he's been warned for stalling yet, so he can be a little cautious right here, but just knowing that Clayton Brown's going to come.
There you go, circle.
Inside 20 seconds now.
Right.
Brown on the attack. 10 seconds to go. 5 seconds off the mat. 4 seconds, and it's looking good for Michael Whalen right now.
Yeah, all he has to do, he can run right now.
Clock did not start.
Whoa,
Got a green caution.
Whoa. Huh.
And that's what he does, Rusty. And Michael
right there at the end,
Whalen,
he hit you for stalling.
exultant.
I get
as you
it.
can see. State champion at 145 pounds. He is ecstatic, saluting the Henry Clay faithful. His second state championship in 3 years.
Man, just a good kid, too. You love to see it for him. He's a hard worker.
You get the lift from Andy there.
Great match, 3-1. You feel for both of those kids, two seniors that just left it all on the mat.
Coach Headley.
A lot of emotion as Whalen hugs Garrett Headley. You can just tell how much this state championship meant to Michael Whalen. His second, getting great support from Henry Clay partisans. And you like to see that type of emotion after a win.
Yeah, you really do. And just, you know, to see the emotion between the wrestlers and the coaches, just kind of shows you how close they become. Great kid, happy for him.
So the Whalen family celebrates tonight, and the second Whalen to win a state championship in the last, I think, 4 years. As we said, his older brother Joe took home a state title.
His senior year?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, close to the same weight class.
Yeah, it was 145. It sure was.
I wanted to leave this dialogue in because I thought you would enjoy it.
So it's great accomplishment. Great accomplishment.
Again, this is the 2014
now here's your medal
KHSAA
ceremony.
State Wrestling Championships from the Alltech Arena at the Kentucky Horse Park. I'm Dick Simpson. Joining me for the broadcast again this year, Hall of Fame coach Rusty Parks. And Rusty, your kind of summary here.
Here's Coach Padilla from Connor. A lot of respect for Coach Wayne.
You look at some of these matches, and we assume that the defending state champs are going to win, and for the most part they do. But then you come up to the 126-pound weight class, and we have the two-time defending state champ from Union County, the lead team, in little 8th grade David Carr. Came up with a big move late in the first period and was able to hang on and just wrestle really,
I believe,
really smart and well.
Is
to
Isaiah Frank from Callaway County.
So far, the first half, 3 champs from Woodford County. Union County has won a couple of titles, and then some of our defending champs that have come back, Faust at 38, Lampy at 152.
There's Chad from Union getting his third place. There's Coach Carr giving that medal out.
We thought there were going to be 2 great matches that we picked out early. The 106-pound match came out with Hurst winning in overtime, and then we just saw a great match at 145 with Michael Whalen winning his second title.
And Michael Whalen is about to take the top of the podium. at 145 pounds for the second time in his career at Henry Clay. The top spot on the podium. And very happy for Michael Whalen.
Yeah,
getting a look there.
Just a great kid,
Kentucky's
great
most
family,
wanted, I believe.
And it's it's good to see.
If you've seen any
kids
of
from
these
Central
individuals,
Kentucky
please
do
contact
well.
your local
And,
FBI office, right?
Congratulations to Henry Clay
No, I'm
coaching staff,
kidding.
and they do a great job. And the Whalen family now have 3 titles in the house, so it's pretty strong.
Michael kind of one-ups his brother, though, by getting 2.
He might have to wrestle him in a challenge match when he comes home now. Big brother probably tell him he's still the man of the house.
I'm sure. Okay, we're at 100.
Yeah, I want to leave that in too because those are the guys. That match, little bit different, little bit more physical of a match than your 2012 match. So does that one play out the way you remember it as well?
Yeah, just about. And kind of like that previous match was someone that I had seen several times, and this was someone that hadn't wrestled since my first or second year of wrestling. So it was a little bit more exciting, a little bit more nerves, but definitely a great match.
Yeah, no, man, and excellent performance. There was a few times somebody with a little bit less experience may have end up getting stuck or, gave up some points or, done something just enough to get beat. But, man, you kept your head, act like you've been there before, and it showed. It really did. You were able to come out on top, man. It was a great performance. And like I said in your earlier in the video, never let Big Brother outdo you. You can always say, like they said in the video, man, I've got 2 now. You've got 1. I think I'm, king of the – like, what was it? Borat done? King in the castle. King in the castle.
King of the castle. King of the castle.
King in the castle. So,
yeah.
This was your last high school match. You ended it as well as you possibly can on top of the podium. They mentioned it. I say they, pronouns, pal. The commentators on that video mentioned that you were going to, I believe, was it New York? Is that right?
I was being recruited by the Merchant Marine Academy. I'd always been interested in attending a service academy and was needing to go to a preparatory school basically in order to try to increase my chances of getting in. So I went to Marion Military Institute in Alabama, had the chance to wrestle NCAA division and All-American at 165 there. Wrestled under the Hayeswinkle twins, if you've ever heard of them. Really awesome guys that were Olympians, but really cool experience there. Unfortunately, that's where my competitive career ended, but did have the fortune of getting to wrestle, coach with Coach Green at Lafayette a little bit afterwards, and then with Joe Patterson at Frederick Douglass very briefly. But got me excited watching all these matches. I'm to get my feet back into the community. So I really appreciate this opportunity.
Hey, man, I'm glad we were able, to get with you and get your story for both matches, get your brother's story. The series has taken on a life of its own. It really has. It's positively affecting people in ways that I just didn't think or didn't. Now looking back on it, I'm like, man, to look back where I started just doing the series to where I'm at now, as far as like the way I think about things and how we can, branch out and the people that we can meet, the connections we can make, the lives we can positively influence, whether it's getting somebody back into the sport, getting somebody excited about the sport, or just having a positive effect on the sport in general. Because I said in the last couple of videos, Kentucky wrestling right now on YouTube, we're the show. Ain't no other state doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
And I think being from eastern part of the state especially, I know how it is to get overlooked on a lot of things, be the butt end of the joke on a lot of things, being, born and raised here, still living here. And when it comes to a lot of the polls, the rankings on like best states or, best states to do this. God bless Mississippi. We come in 48th or 49th. But when it comes to high school wrestling, Kentucky, we're number 1 and there's nobody close to us in number 2. It's not even a contest. We're tech falling everybody first period. It's not even close. And what I love, the mentality is people from other states watching this, and I'm grateful whatever state's watching it, but I want them to be able to say, why aren't we doing what Kentucky's doing? Which is a phrase I never thought would be uttered in the sport of wrestling. But why aren't we doing what Kentucky's doing? Why can't we do this in our state? Why can't we do this? Look at what Kentucky's doing. Why can't we be more like Kentucky? And the more people say that, the happier that it makes me. Because God knows we've been looked over long enough. And as long as I'm the face, the voice, the personality behind this channel, ain't nobody going to be better than Kentucky. I promise you that. So, Mike, man, I think we've reached a great ending point. Do you have anything you'd like to say, add, take away, anything of that nature? Because, man, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Alex. I really appreciate it. First off, just thank you for having me. I really think this is an awesome thing that you're doing, just for the sport, for the state, for the young kids, motivation. Thank you to all my coaches, obviously, and my drill partners and my teammates. And just thank you for the sport of wrestling. I really appreciate you passing along this opportunity and also just spreading this really cool format of the history of Kentucky wrestling. I think it's really awesome what you're doing. So thank you for that. Thank you to everyone that I've interacted with in wrestling. And it was really cool watching that last video, especially having that commentary from Coach Parks and my coaches, Coach Critchfield and Headley. That was really cool, man. I think that was something I had not even watched in a really long time, not let alone that official video like that. So that was really cool. I really
man, that's why I love having the not having the match video is great. It is. That's the whole point of the series. But the face-off, the medal ceremony, there's so much that if you know wrestling, there's so much more than just the match. You know what I mean? And that's why I always include it. If I have it, I'll reach out. Hey, does anybody have this face-off? Does anybody have, whatever? And as soon as somebody does it, man, I archive it and always add it in if it's the pertinent video, because we are telling a story here. And I want to make sure that as much of the story gets relayed in this format as we possibly can. And every little nth that we have, whether it's a photo, a video clip, the entire match, whatever it is, I just want to make sure everybody's story, I should say, gets told to the best of our ability. And I'm glad to be the one, man. I'm glad to be the one leading the charge. Because like I said, ain't nobody going to top Kentucky as long as I'm sitting on this side of the monitor. So you can bank on that. I promise you. So, Mike,
Yes,
man,
sir.
I think we've reached a great ending point. Thank you for doing this. Really appreciate it. Can't wait to get the videos out, get them edited so that way everybody can watch them. Henry Clay, man, we've got a lot of Blue Devils on the channel. So I'm glad that we were able to get linked up. So Andy, thank you for sending me both Joe and Mike's number. Matt Zarth and Luke Metzger, you guys are on deck. We're calling you out of the bullpen. Let's go. Get with me. We got to get them done. So, guys, that's all that we have. Thank you all for watching. We will see you guys and girls on the mats.